Hi, I'm Kyle with Graco Action. Today we're going to go over the Graco ProMix PD2K. We're going to go over slight operation with it and some of the installation techniques that go along with it. PD2K unit mixes two-component materials accurately. The unit covers a wide range of ratios and eliminates mixing at improper ratios. The main advantage of the unit is it mixes close to the gun, cutting down on solvent and paint waste. Original startup with the PD2K, the on switch is on the side, simple flick there. The screen, or display screen and home screen will begin to display. Once the home screen is up, your pumps and everything should be active. To start up the system, you will have to push the power button up here at the top. That activates the pumps. Before we begin startup, we're going to go over the home screen here. On the home screen, you're going to see your pump 1 listed, pump 2 listed, pump 3, and pump 4. On that screen, you're going to see that pump 1 is loaded with A side, and that is color number 1. And then over here we have pump 2, which is always going to be your catalyst, and that's loaded as well. It has 101 psi inbound pressure. Down below here, this bottom left is going to be your solvent meter read. That's going to show you when during flush how many Cs per minute you're flushing. Here, this purple gun, that's going to show you where your gun is at any given time. Currently right now it is not in use. It is in recipe 61, which is a fault setting that it's not loaded. Over on this side here, you're going to see the top thing there is what recipe you're currently in. Depending on what recipe you're in, the next line is going to tell you what mix ratio you're at. Below that, it's going to have time remaining on your pot life. Over on this side, the top one is going to show you what PSI ratio you're running at the gun. Underneath that, it's going to show you how many cc's per minute you're flowing. And last, it's going to show you how many cc's total you've used during this time. To start up the pumps like I showed, you click the top left power button here. Up here in the left, you're going to see that the pumps begin to start up. Once they are loaded, it's going to go into standby. Once you're in standby, you then, to begin the whole process, you're going to fill your pumps and fill your lines. To do so, on the home screen here, you're going to click to the right twice, which is going to take you to your fill screen. At the fill screen, it gives you the option of doing color A, pump 1, and then it also gives you the ability to change that to do all your colors, and it also gives you the ability to fill your catalyst side. Once you have what you want to fill selected, it's as easy as pushing play on this side. The pump will begin to pump, and you can open up your valves and allow the paint to flow. With the original fill sequence, you're going to want to let your pump run for an extended amount of time to remove any air bubbles that are trapped in the hoses, in the pump, or in the manifold block. When you first get the unit, you're going to have to set up your system specs. To do so, you're going to click the unlock button here. Once that opens up, it's going to come to system. At this time, you're going to fill in the information that you have. The current system we have is a 3-color pump system with 1 catalyst pump. We now are, for mixing our materials and filling the system, we're running at 50 psi. And currently on this unit, we do have a solvent meter. Down further is where you put in your tolerances. Right now, since we're running solvent, we have it set at 75%. Stall test pressure of 100 psi. Stall tests in 10 seconds. And then down through here, we have our idle timeout, our mix flow timeout, which is kind of set on the mix no flow timeout, 10 seconds. If the system does not detect flow and it detects air, it's going to air out. These can be set once you get your pumps loaded and you figure out how your operators react. The third system screen is your mixed hose length. Currently we have a 4-foot whip hose that is 1/4 inch. This kind of tells you how much hose you're going to have mixed at a certain time, which allows you to set what your solvent meter is set at to flush it, as well as your mix time. On that screen as well, the 4th screen is set up for your Modbus gateways in your computer system, which we do not have set up in this system at this time. On this map maintenance screen, you also have the ability to set your recipes. It allows, depending on your system, up to 63 recipes. So right now, currently recipe 1 is enabled. It's going to be using color 1. It's going to be using catalyst 1. It's a 2.81 ratio. It has a 90-minute pot life, and currently, because we're running solvent, we have low limit pressure of 10 psi, our target psi is 11, and our high pressure limit of 100, just to get a wide range. To go through the recipes, you just click the down button here. It takes you to recipe 2, 3, 4, and so forth. After that, if you click to the right one more time, it takes you into your flush setups. You can have up to 5 different flush sequences, all varying depending on what color you're using. Right now, with this unit, since we have 3 colors that are same viscosity and 1 catalyst, we are going to be using 1 flush sequence, and right now we have it at 4 seconds. If you click to the right one more time, it's going to show you what each of your pump systems is set up as. Pump 1 is a 70 cc lower. Pump 2 is our catalyst one, which is a 35 cc lower. Pump 3, again, is a color, so that's 70 cc, and pump 4 is also 70 cc. The next screen is very important. This is your calibration screen. Your calibration screen is what's going to do your stall tests on each pump. The stall test is the pump is going to go on an upstroke and a downstroke, and what it's going to do is make sure that there are no leaks and it holds pressure. To do a stall test, right now I'm going to do it on pump 1. You click pump 1, it runs through a stall test. What it does is, depending on what pressure you have it set at, it's going to go on the downstroke, test that pressure and look at how much flow you had. Then it's going to switch strokes and do the upstroke and hold it at 100 psi and look how much flow. Right now we have 0 flow, which is good. That means on the upstroke no fluid is moving, and on the downstroke no fluid is moving. So it holds that for 10 seconds just to make sure everything's fine. And then it will kick back whether it passes or fails. Right now it just switched strokes again, so it's testing this side. With solvent we do have a little bit of flow because it's so light, but there you'll see that pump 1, color 1 passed it. And you can do that individually for each of the pumps. On the original calibration, once you just loaded your pump, you might have to run it 2 or 3 times. There could be air bubbles in there that get eliminated at this time, and if there is any air in the system, most likely the calibration will fail. The next screen is your maintenance screen. Depending on your maintenance schedule, you can set this however you want. It's going to ask you how often you want a reminder to check fluid filters, air filters. Pump stall test, we have it set it once a month. It's going to ask you how many gallons you want to pump before they say check the pump, your valves, your solvent meter. The next screen, if you push down on the maintenance, this is where you reset them. Your fluid filter, you just hold the button, resets it. Same with air filter, and the solvent meter was just reset. Down again, you reset each pump, how much volume it's done. So if you get your reminder that you need to change pumps, you can pop your old pump out, put a new one in, and you just go to this screen to reset it. The next screen over is what they call the advanced screen. This is pretty much just the language you want, date, time, when you want your screen saver to kick in. It's going to give you how you want it read. You want it read in gallons, you want your pressure in PSI, you want your hose length in inches or feet. And this is also where you would program in that you want it hooked up to a computer. And then last but not least on that screen, it's going to give you what software is currently loaded in this machine. If there's software updates, it'll show up here that your software number or software version is behind. On the home screen, we can lock to get into the maintenance screen that I just showed you. So when you're on the home screen, the users or people walking around the shop will only be able to see these following screens. They'll be able to see the home screen like I showed you with the pressures. If they click to the right, it's going to show the spray screen. This spray screen is going to update according to what's happening in the booth. The next screen over is the fill screen like I showed you, so they can fill, if they have to change something out, they can refill their lines, or if they seem to have some flow issues, they can fill catalyst and all that good stuff. Next over is usage. It's going to show you A side, B side, A and B mix, and solvent. You will be able to reset all that stuff. And here's the job screen, and this is where you set that. So if you have a job coming up, you want to know how much of everything's being used, you set your job in there, and it will calculate off this screen. A side used, B side used, A and B, and how much solvent was used for a particular job. The next screen over is going to be your air screen. This is going to give you all the airs listed, time order. So the most recent is going to be here at the top. It's going to help you troubleshoot and keep track of what's happening with each unit. If you see consistent alarms happening, then you most likely have a problem in that area. The next one over is events. Events is just pump startup, calibrations, pump off, system down, stuff like that, not errors or jobs. And that takes you back to your home screen then. And from the home screen is where you need to be to have the booth active.